Hi everyone, it's me, Jen, and I'm nothing if not intense. It is Saturday, February 9th, 2019. The newspaper that we're looking at is from this place in Montana. It's dated for Wednesday, December 5th, 2018. Why is it significant? Well, let me tell you. It features Basilo Perez, Jr., who is a U.S. Marshal. This place is his hometown. But Basilo was at the Route 91 Harvest Fest on October 1st, 2017. So he is being featured in this newspaper because on October 24th, 2018 and on November 1st, 2018, he received awards for his heroism on the night of October 1st, 2017. I have never heard of this person, as a witness, as a hero, as anything. And I'm not questioning any of it. I'm just saying, I just didn't know that this guy existed. Now, I do know that U.S. Marshals, on-duty U.S. Marshals, were there that night, but I didn't realize that there was an off-duty U.S. Marshal in the audience, and then that had aided victims, aided people with gunshot wounds, aided people getting people out of the venue, etc. So I'm so glad this dude at work, well, he comes in, he's a driver, brought this newspaper to me, which was pretty cool that he knows that I've been doing this Las Vegas stuff. Well, who doesn't know that has come into our office by now? So, but it was super nice of him to take the time to think of me to bring that to me, because it's actually somebody he works with. This is her hometown, and she still gets the newspaper. So it was a big whole long story, but you guys know how that stuff goes. So, but yeah, it was pretty cool that he brought this to me, because I would have never known about this guy. Here's the article that's sharing about Basilo Perez Jr. being recognized for his exceptional heroism. Now, when I saw that picture of he and his family, like, okay, he's in jeans, he's in like a leather jacket, like, okay, whatever, people do things differently these days, but there's a nice article that goes along with it, and this newspaper, let me tell you, is not online, so that's why I had to take pictures of it, and this thing's been through the mill, so I apologize, but basically it just says he was off duty and attending the concert with his wife and a group of friends when the shooting started. He said, I wouldn't say it was hectic, but it was very shocking to me. In my job, I'm used to very controlled situations. To be in the middle of that with no control was crazy. Perez heard the first rounds go off and initially thought someone in the crowd had managed to smuggle in fireworks. Sounds familiar. When he heard the distant sound of bullets on metal, he jumped into action. So we don't know where he was within the venue. It doesn't really tell us that. I told my friend to take our wives and get out of there. I told them to stay down behind barriers and move towards the exit. Then I ran towards the sound, trying to figure out where the shots were coming from. He soon found an officer with the LVMPD and showed his U.S. Marshal's badge to listen to the information coming in on his radio. Perez works with a covert unit of the Marshal's service called the Technical Operations Group. Working without a uniform means he has to use his badge frequently to interact with other law enforcement agencies and also with victims who may not trust him. I had to show my badge to a lot of people in different hiding places, like under the stage, just to get them to come out, he said. Standard protocol dictated that emergency medical responders could not enter the venue until the shooting stopped. So Perez did what he could inside to triage and provide medical assistance to the wounded. He also had to keep unharmed people away from their deceased relatives and out of the line of fire. He worked at the shooting scene for 4 hours until about 1:30 a.m. before emergency medical crews had control of the situation and he could go and check on his own family and friends. And the article goes on to say that he learned some of his medical skills from being in the military. He was in the Navy as a hospital corpsman. He joined the Marshal service in 2001. His work has involved him in other shootings since then, but he said none have been as uncontrolled as or to the scale of the one in Las Vegas. He's got a wife and kids and all that good stuff. First of all, let me say that I'm so sorry for having to reference a Politico article, but really there's not a whole lot out there on this. But this is explaining who was honored at, this is the October 24th Department of Justice ceremony. The loudest and most protracted applause of the afternoon was reserved for Marshal Service Inspector Basilo Perez Jr., who was attending a country music festival in Las Vegas last year when a man armed with a high-powered rifle began firing on the crowd from a nearby hotel. Perez, a Navy veteran, helped evacuate fellow attendees and gave life-saving assistance to several of those who had been hit by bullets.
The Attorney General's Award for Exceptional Heroism recognizes an extraordinary act of courage or voluntary risk of life during the performance of duty. This award has special significance in our department because of the inherent hazards encountered by our law enforcement personnel. It is only through their courage, heroism, and devotion to duty that our department is able to fulfill its law enforcement mission. On the evening of October 1st, 2017, this year's recipient was off-duty and attending the Route 91 Harvest Festival in Las Vegas, Nevada. Upon hearing gunshots, he immediately evacuated his wife and friends and returned to the venue to assist scores of innocent victims in escaping the barrage of gunfire. During the evacuation process, he encountered victims who were so stricken with fear and confusion that they ran past safe locations of refuge, exposing themselves to further gunfire. He calmly directed and often accompanied potential victims to safety. In addition to his expertise as a federal law enforcement officer, the recipient also relied on his previous U.S. Navy medical training to provide life-saving assistance and medical attention to gunshot victims for several hours. Ladies and gentlemen, as we mourn the victims who were lost in the assault, we honor from the United States Marshal Service, Basilo Perez. One of the department's most prestigious awards, and Basilo agreed to take an IOU. But I promise you we will deliver.
He was also recognized at the Attorney General's Award ceremony on November 1st, 2017. I'm losing my voice. U.S. Marshal Senior Inspector Basilo Perez was also honored for exceptional heroism during this year's award ceremony for his actions to aid victims of the mass shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada on October 1st, 2017.
On October 1st, 2017, Senior Inspector Basilo Perez was off duty enjoying music at the Route 91 Harvest Festival in Las Vegas, Nevada with family and friends when an active shooter situation arose that took the lives of dozens of audience members and wounded hundreds more. Without regard for his own safety, Senior Inspector Perez immediately provided assistance by evacuating victims from the scene and provided medical attention to those who had been shot. Once the shooting subsided, Senior Inspector Perez returned to assist additional victims who had been in hiding. For extraordinary bravery demonstrated that evening, the Robert Forsyth Valor Award is presented to Senior Inspector Basilo Perez, Investigative Operations Division.
I guess that explains why he's in jeans and like a leather jacket for this picture, for this award, because obviously he didn't get the actual award that day. But I'm just wondering, does anybody remember seeing this guy on body-worn camera? Does anybody remember any BWC that has somebody coming up saying they're a U.S. Marshal? I don't, but I didn't. With the body-worn camera, the stuff in the venue, I didn't delve into that as much as, obviously, the stuff in the hallways in Mandalay Bay, and the beginning of the shooting, anything right there on the boulevard. But as far as all the footage inside the venue, I mean, I've watched it all, but I didn't pay that close attention maybe to some of it. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I didn't know this guy existed. So it's, just another off-duty law enforcement person there. But he's a U.S. Marshal, so that's a little bit different than like a LAPD or something like that. So I'm not sure what this all means, but I just thought I would share this with you. I am working on some other stuff besides Mary Lou Danley. Oh my gosh, there's so much. But the next thing I'm going to share with you guys is I think it's something that we definitely need to think about. And it's a few things with Bitsko's statement, evidence tampering. There's going to be a little bit of Jesus stuff in there, the bracket, the L bracket, the drilling, the cart. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool, you guys. Anyways, so, like, share, subscribe, comment. You guys know what to do. I will see you soon. Thanks.